Hey there, it's Elizabeth, and welcome back to another ramble session on a Monday. I hope you're doing well. Today, we are going to be cleaning off the desk a bit because I have been in here busily decorating my pages for my July journal. So, this is my July journal. This, excuse me, the tassel on the edge is from a beautiful Happy Mail that I received. You guys have seen that video. Um, yeah, I make my journals out of envelopes, and that's how this one turned out. This is just a napkin here. I stamped July on here and a piece of vintage fabric. I sew in one signature containing 16 pages, folded in half. Uh, and that gives me enough journaling space for 1 month. And I sew it in with a very simple 3-hole pamphlet stitch using embroidery floss. And then here I put in eyelets on the side and attached. This is a vintage seam binding that I found. Yeah, and so that's my closure on most of my journals. And like I said, I've been busily working yesterday and the day before, I do believe. I filmed these on Sunday. So let me think. Yeah. Uh I think I filmed four journal with me videos that should be coming up in the coming weeks, all about decorating the journal pages. I have finished completely my June journal, which I need to put June on here. I think I was just going to stamp it. I used to have a sticker on here, but it wasn't sticking because of the paint. When I do these types of covers, it's just acrylic paint that I spread. You know, it's still an envelope. Sorry if I'm jiggling you about. I just dot acrylic paint and then I brayer it, I roll it out, and it gives me these really pretty oval shapes throughout. And then I just layer it up. One day I hope to do it on camera. I don't know when that will be, but perhaps in the future sometime. I really like doing them this way because I just love the color combos, and it's just, yeah, it comes out really nice, I think. Same old, same old. I have one signature in here that is 16 pages folded. That's enough for 1 month. I seam binding for the closure, 3-hole pamphlet stitch with embroidery floss for the binding. I do have a loop up here to put a lobster claw to hang a dangle from, but I just haven't done it yet. Will I? I don't know. So this is done and dusted, and I should be having a what's it called? Flip through of it soon. And then in here, yeah, like I said, I spent a couple of days last week, this past week, and decorated pages because I had not started anything. Okay. I think I started decorating pages. Yeah. I think I started it just this past week. So, yeah. Anyway, those will be coming up soon. And yeah, I got them all done. Oh, and the other thing, I did find out a way right here that I can, go ahead and kind of like still have pictures of our sweet butterfly in here. I just put a piece of decorative vellum over it. So that seems to be working out fairly well. Here's another one that I did. There's my son. You've seen a picture of him, but there's our little baby butterfly under the piece of vellum. So that seems to be working out well. Yeah. Now all that I need to do in here is come in here and fill out the journaling, which, I come in here for a couple hours, a couple days, and I get it all done. That just seems to be working out for me lately because I do not come in here every single day, to journal in my book. I do have daily entries. Oh, by the way, welcome. If you're new here, welcome back if you're returning. I always forget to say that at the very beginning. But there you have it. Yeah, so that's just what seems to be working out for me. Would I like to be on top of it? Of course I would. Who wouldn't like to be on top of their journaling? Uh, However, through even the years of journaling that I've done since 2015, um, I never journal on, of course, the day that it happens, and I don't even journal daily even though I have daily entries, right? So yeah, it's just been a little rough these last few months, but no biggie, no biggie. Yeah, so I got these done. Oh, and by the way, this is the day, the 14th, that our sweet little butterfly came home from the hospital. Yes, after 17 days in the NICU, she is now home, and we did go to see them the next day. Yeah. In fact, I have these things that I wanted to do. So let me just get this done before we get to doing anything else. Yeah, my son texted us and said, "Oh, do you want to come by and see Sweet Baby?" And we said, "Of course we do." So we went and saw her, and she is very sleepy, baby. Yes, she sleeps a lot. She's in the blob phase right now. Um, and let me think. She It was rainy this day. Let me think. 17 days. So she must have been 3 weeks old, I think, this past Friday. Is that right? Or is it 2 weeks? Well, let's just see here. Okay, she got back on. No, let me think. She was born on the 27th. So, yeah, she was born on the 27th. So, one, two, yeah, she was 3 weeks old. 3 weeks old already. Oh my goodness gracious. So, yeah, 3 weeks old already. And she is just stunning. And I wish that I could show you a picture of her because she's so beautiful. Of course, I might be biased. But my son and his wife do not want their child on social media. So I completely understand. Hence the reason I came up with using just a piece of decorative vellum to cover up anything that needs to be covered up. Because, of course, I do want to respect their wishes. So there's that. A sweet little picture of her in her car seat is going to go here. And yeah, so there are some pictures in here. Let me see. We didn't really do all that much this day. Oh my goodness, my husband was in such high pain, and I was procrastinating so much so that I ended up cleaning my sliding glass doors, which, there, that there's a problem if I am procrastinating so much that I turn to cleaning something. I mean, that's just unheard of. So anyway, and then I stopped here, so I need to finish up decorating a few of these pages for the rest of the week. Um, I did have my MRI, and then I went and got a cheeky little Popeyes sandwich because, yeah, we didn't really. I don't know. I don't know why I got it. It was on the way home. I was hungry. So, and there wasn't really much in the way of food at our house. So, yeah, there you have it. There you have it. It is just what happens, right? So I did want to put this in the book somehow. So it'll go, see, it's two. I could cut it and make it a pocket. I could just put it in here like this. Any which way, right? And then here's my MRI thing. Yeah, so we did that day. And I don't think I have any more to stuff in here right at the moment. Okay. Now I will keep this little Popeyes thing. Definitely. So, yeah, what have you guys been up to? Are you up to date with your journaling? Are you not up to date with your journaling? Oh, I think one of the questions I asked you last week too was I had finished watching Downton Abbey, and I did ask you guys for some suggestions. Uh, I do like watching when I watch something while I'm journaling or playing in here. I do like to, let me see if I can do this. There we go. Yep, I will keep that. put it up there. I do like to watch shows that are long, like not the actual episode isn't long, but the series is long. I like a show that has a lot of episodes, right? So I can just really get into it and watch it for an extended period of time. So I decided on The Crown. So that is what I'm watching. And I know Sweet Allison was watching it. Let me just write her name down. AJ's Inspired Life was watching it with her daughter. And yeah, so I started watching that. I love watching like historical fiction. Yeah, I really do enjoy it. So there's the lowdown on that. And I'm super proud of myself for getting all of this decorating done in 2 days, right? Yeah. I just sat in here and like I said, I filmed 4 videos. I think one of them ended up like cutting short right at the end. Yeah, when I got up to like turn the camera off, it was black. Like my viewfinder was black and I thought, "Oh gosh, don't even tell me that I just spent, cuz usually my journal with me videos go at least 45 minutes. And yeah, this had gone like 48 minutes, I think. And I was like, well, if it's cut off, it's cut off. There's nothing really I can do. I did try to film like a short little like, minute or so ending so that I could maybe splice it together. We'll see if that works. If it works, great. If it doesn't, so be it, you know? Okay, so there's the lowdown on that. Oh, and my son, my sweet son, he actually had to go back to work. He was scheduled to go back to work anyway on Friday. And then yesterday, I noticed he wasn't at work. So I didn't want to disturb him by, texting him or whatever. Um, let's put this aside now and we're going to just gather stuff here. Um, to put away. I so yeah, I realized I was like, what the heck? Why is he home? He's supposed to be at work. And he was not at work, and so I texted his sister, like I said, because I didn't want to disturb him or anything like that. So I texted her. I'm like, "What's up with your brother? Why is he at home?" And she said that he did go to work, and the poor thing, his boss asked him, oh, is let me get these pictures out of the way. Okay. um his boss asked him, are you sure that you want to be here? And he said, yeah, it's everything's fine. And but then a little later on, after he had sat there for a couple of hours, he was like, you know what, no, it's not fine. I want to use the rest of my vacation time to spend at home with my wife and my daughter. Oh, the poor baby. Yeah, so now he is back home. Yeah. So Um, yeah, so he doesn't have to go back to work until, let's see, he doesn't have to go to work until I think it's like the end of July. So that's good. He will have been off work then for like 5 weeks. So yeah, because he was originally off work for I think 3 weeks maybe for paternity leave or something like that. And then because their poor sweet butterfly was in the NICU for most of that time, he only got, let's see, she came home on a Monday, so he only got part of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So like 3 full days with her before he had to go back to work again. So yeah, now he's back home. Yeah, with his little girl and his sweet wife. So, and they are doing very well. Um, yeah, we saw them on Tuesday and then again on Wednesday. And she's, yeah, like I said, she's in the blob stage now. So she she sleeps most of the time, which is fine. She needs her rest. And yeah, she's feeding really great. And they had their first pediatrician appointment and they said she's, doing great, healthy, all that. And yeah. And what's really sweet too is like, when we come over to see her, well, come over obviously to make sure that, my son and his wife are doing well. If they need food, if they, need anything, can we do anything for them? And I think one day, yeah, we brought them food. They had a hankering for poutine, and we have a poutine place right down the street from our house. So yeah, so we got them some poutine and took that up to them. And the baby was in their little, what's it called, like a swing, I guess, or a mover thing. And so she was in that, and my sweet daughter-in-law, she says, "Oh, do you want to hold her?" And we were like, "Yes, please." And so yeah, you know how like some moms are. Some moms can be like, "No, they're sleeping, just leave them alone." No, she was like, "Oh, pick her up, just pick her up." So we were so thankful. And so yes, we had our cuddle times, and yeah, she's just so beautiful. Um, and what else? Anything else? I don't know. Let's get to cleaning this. This is my little garbage can that I keep on my desk. I made it years ago, and yeah, it just holds all kind of bits and pieces, but it needs to be emptied. My husband probably won't be happy with that because he just this morning emptied all the garbages. And so he must wonder how I so quickly fill it up again. I don't know. This is an ink dauber, Dabo ink. I really love these to color the pages. It's just a quick, easy way to put some color on your pages, and I love them. So there's that. Yeah, I had all this stuff out the other day to um yeah, work on my journal. Here's my stapler. Um Okay, stickers. These are stickers I use quite often. So here's that book still. And one of y'all commented that this book is really good. I don't remember if it's called The Woman or The Women. I don't know, but it's by Kristen Hanna. And you said that it was a very good book and that you like other books by this author. So I need to keep this so that I can figure out where to get it from. This goes in my journal. You know what? So we're going to have a pile for that. Okay, this goes in my journal. This goes in my journal. This goes back where it belongs, which is, I think, in here. No, of course it's not in here. Nope, that's the numbers one. Sorry for the reach there. Okay, yeah, this is where I hold all of my days of the week. Oh, and by the way, let me just tell you, I should, by this um, video, I should have a permanent link down below in the description box where it says more. Click on that and it'll drop down. I have a whole bunch of links in there. I know that it's, cumbersome and there's a lot of links there, but uh, it's easiest for you if you have a question about something to look down there first because the answer might be in the description box. So I want to put a permanent link to the people that I get printables from. And it is like, let me think. Uh Messy Missy Creates, Recreations by Brooke, Jilly Bean Studio, um Pocket Journal Pam, Loveland's Life. So there should be 5 links down there. That's where I have in the past got my journals. Now, some of these people, they might or might not be on YouTube anymore, but their channels still are as far as I'm concerned. Or maybe they're selling their printables through Etsy now, things like that. Okay, so check them out below. These I want for my baby's journal. These are good to save. This is it had a I got it in a Happy Mail. It had a notepad in it. So I want to save that. So I'll put that away. This goes into my little baby's journal. These right here I've been using in my book, so I'll put those here. This is my little scraper to flatten things down. Oh, the other link too is to these. I don't know if I showed them to you last time. Oops, goes this way. These are the little watercolor flowers. When you go to print them out, you can actually make them darker, lighter, all that kind of stuff on your printer. and you can make them bigger or smaller if that's what you choose. I have to say though, whenever I watercolor like this, on watercolor paper and then try to scan it in and photocopy it, it just does not give the greatest print, I have to say. So I'm very sorry about that, but the flowers are all done and they are in the free printable link. So make sure you check that out below as well. Um, I don't know that I need this. This was just a note that I had. This is a sweet little piece of paper. So just a scrap. So that's going to go over there. This is the post-it note thing. You know what I need to do though is these are inexpensive from Amazon, and see, like, I they come from overseas. So this right here, instead of it saying Luke 137, it says Luck 137. Yeah. Anyway, they're not the greatest, so I need to try to figure out how to get this sticky part off. They are post-it notes, but when you pull off the post-it note, some of the adhesive stays on it, so that's annoying. Anyway, um, so there you have that. Put that away. Butterfly stickers, those go right here in my for the stack that's going to go in my journal. This is my pencil board. This goes in my journal. This here goes by my sewing machine, which is right behind me to the right. Oh my goodness. My son, when I was at his house, he had a couch cushion. I guess the cover of it, the zipper had broken. So I tried for 2 days I didn't want to replace the zipper. Um, I just wanted to replace the slider. Well, I finally, after 2 days, figured out how to replace the slider, did that, worked famously. I was so proud of myself. I go to zip it up, I get about 5 inches from the end, and there are teeth missing. Ugh, in the zipper. So, yeah, he's going to have a choice to make. He can either, I can drop it off at the alteration place and they can put a new zipper in quicker than I can, for a couple bucks, I'm sure. Or he can just use it as is and it'll just zip up 3/4 of the way. I don't know. It's his decision. So I had that little zipper, or not zipper, the little taker outer thing. Here are the rulers, of course. These I keep right on my desk in front of me. It's just easier that way. This is my ATG gun, the glue gun, and it's double-sided tape. I have been using this quite a lot lately because I just realized it was right there. And two, because it's so much quicker, right? Here's the thing though. I have found in the past that either this, and I say this in a later video, that either this double-sided tape, regular double-sided tape on the circle thing, or the tape runner, it always, like, one of the three, I don't know which one of the three always, like, later on it will completely dry up and stuff falls out of your journal, or that this is my experience only, or it leaves like a residue, like there must be some kind of oil or something in it. I'm not really sure. And it'll show through after a few years, it'll show through the paper, especially if you're using copy paper. However, I know people that make like cards and stuff, and they use this type of thing all the time. So I don't know. We'll see. But it has been very handy, and I do have a refill, so I really want to use it. Again, it's the whole trend now, my own trend of using what you have. If I have it, I ought to be using it, right? So there's that. I just need to find it. It's very cumbersome and big and annoying, but I need to find some place to keep it. Um, yeah, so that it's right at hand. This is just a scrap of printed vellum. Put that in my bit box right next to me to be used at a different time. Now, these are the papers. I received these in Happy Mail a while ago, and these are the beautiful vellum sheets that I use and that I will continue to use to put in on to cover up our butterfly, right? I found that it's the easiest, prettiest way of, just so I don't have to add like a bunch of envelopes and sticker pictures in there or whatever the case is, I can just put them in my book normally, but then staple something like this over the top of it, right? So I have two of these. I love them. So they go right in my bit box as well. This I wanted to put in my book, so that goes there. This my daughter gave me. She was getting rid of it. She just her uh what's it called? Refrigerator is not magnetized, and neither is mine. But I thought I could put this easily in my book and staple it in, or it doesn't, I don't have to use it as a magnet, in other words. So loved that. That goes in there. These I've been keeping them since the beginning of the month, and I need to find a place to put them in my journal. These are um Lydia, sweet Lydia from February and June. These are her prompts that she does, and she puts them out on Instagram at the beginning of the month of each month. And they are titled, Monday through Friday. You can use them obviously any way you want to use them. So, yeah. So I need to maybe do this, and then, well, obviously I need to do something with them in the next week or two. So those go in my book as well. This and this are going to go in this little, I have this right here that I put my little things in. So that goes there. Here is my glue that I use. And this is just a note that I had, but let's see. Yeah, these are for the permanent link. And who else did I just mention? Um, oh gosh, I just mentioned Lydia. So I'll use this list for today's journal, and to also go ahead and put in the permanent link to where I get my days and dates from for my journal. This is my little cup where I put in markers and pens and pencils that I use frequently. Okay, so there's that. This is the pen that I use. This is an Energel. I do believe I ordered this on Amazon. However, they do sell them like in Walmart, I believe, and I end up ordering the uh, refills. I end up ordering the refills on Amazon, but the body of the pen you can get at Walmart, and I just really, really enjoy these. It's a Pentel pen. It's an Energel liquid gel ink, and this is what I do all of my journaling in. So that goes in there. My pencil goes in there. This is glue, obviously. Crayola goes in my Crayola box that I have about 500 other Crayolas in there. This is my whiteout that I use. This, I might even have gotten this at Dollar Tree at one point. This I use, if I make a mistake somewhere, then I just white it out. And so I have that. Double-sided tape. My pliers. My pliers I use when I use that little Tim Holtz stapler. I use this to squish the staples down so that they don't get hooked on anything. Um, and that goes in my whirligig up here in front of me. So that goes in there. And then these are the water brush paint brushes that I use most frequently. So will they fit in here? I don't know. Yep, they sure will. So this whole thing are instruments that I use all the time in my book. So I just keep them right close on my shelf here. And then this I use to put on the side of my book, right? To hold it down. So that goes right in front of me. Here is a tracking thing that I need to put in my journal. So here's all the stuff that goes in my journal. Another glue stick goes in the glue drawer. Okay. I think we have everything cleaned off. All right. So these go away. These go right in front of me. I have a little space here in between my Sterilite drawers that I store those things. Okay. And then this is a little cutter I got off of Amazon. And that works really well for just smallish things that you don't want to get your big cutter out for. It's a guillotine cutter, trimmer. Okay, so now back to the old journal. So these are the things that I want to keep in said journal. And I'm just gonna literally put them in there like this, right? And close it up. Yeah, because when I come in here next, and yes, this hangs over, it doesn't matter. Um, when I come in here next to work on my journal, then I will use those things that I have stored in there. Okay, and you're probably saying, why don't you just put a pocket in there, Elizabeth? Well, I could, but I have not. So, yeah, we'll just have to see what happens. So I think that's it. My desk is nice and cleared for the next time I come in here and work on my journal. I think I'm like all caught up until just this week. So, yeah, this week I need to fill in, the stuff. I don't really have a whole lot of like ephemera to stick in because we really haven't done anything. Uh, yeah, I have some pictures to put in of the butterfly because, like I said, we visited on Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday was a couch day all the way. Couch day all the way. Um, we were both spent. And then Friday, I had my MRI. So Friday and Saturday is when I filmed a bunch. So I filmed 4 videos altogether of the journal with me. So look forward to those in the future, in the coming videos. Um, let's see, anything else? I don't think so. I don't think so. It has been super hot here. We have had very little rain. I think it rained on Tuesday, was like the last time we had rain, perhaps. I can't remember. Anyway, yeah, it's been super, super hot. We've had even heat index warnings, heat advisories, which I don't recall ever getting, but anyway, they're here now. Yeah. Um, yeah, so I'm very thankful and very blessed to have air conditioning. Anywho, so I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and a wonderful week. I cannot thank you enough for spending your time with me here today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know how precious time is. I really, really do. So I really appreciate that you choose to spend your valuable time with me. And yeah, I hope you have a great week. So I'll talk to y'all real soon. Bye for now.